Right, welcome back everyone. Let's talk about assignment 7. So assignment 7 is posted. We touched on some highlights about this assignment a week ago, but I'd like to sort of go over this again. Many of you have already submitted the dice roll program, which basically was asking you to create a main class, if you recall, with main method, then also have a die class and then a dice pair. And so if everything wired properly, you can then ask the dice pair to roll and get the value and then display the result and have a user an ability to essentially generate those pseudo random numbers. So this assignment builds on top of that other assignment. That's why I call it version 2 of the dice roll. You should be able to use it exactly as it was, but then also add a couple of other things to the menu. In particular, actually it's just one option, I believe. Serial dice roll, right? So that what happens is this. If I add that particular option, let me try to scratch pad, kind of do some drawing of this example. So what we do is that we get, we have, the situation is this. We have a main class, right? This is our main class. And this main class creates a dice pair, right? Something that is named dice pair. The dice pair, of course, creates two of the die objects, right? And each die object knows how to generate a pseudo-random number in particular range. So what is proposed now is that we also create another class, part of this homework assignment, which is going to be called dice roller, right? So we create this dice roller class, add it to our project, dice roller. So yet another class, which apparently will, you can pass a dice pair to it, or you can have the dice roller create its own instance of the dice pair. And when the dice pair is created, right? When the dice pair is created, actually, I'll take that back. When the dice roller is created in memory, right? So there is an object in memory. It should ask the dice pair of how many sides these dice are, and allocate an array of. Let me actually perhaps try to demonstrate this in the code. I'll make sure that we start a new project while we're talking about it. Okay, so this will be my. Oops. And we'll call it demo A7 project name. I'll call it main app, and we can start coding. Okay, so if I have my package name named demo A7, if I say new Java class and name that class a die, right? So I can quickly create this class die. I can also quickly create new Java class named dice pair. Many of you already done this. I'm just creating a little bit of a framework that I can work with today to do demonstration here. Right, so this is dice pair, and so I also have a new class that I have to use today, which is called this dice roller. Okay, so dice roller, right here, I'm picturing that I will start working with the dice roller, and I will just do a quick demonstration of it in main. So what I'm going to do in main, simply say dice roller, roller equals new dice roller. I don't have any default constructor parameters there, so I just created. And what I would like to do is, as this assignment says, create an array of all possible combinations between min and max sums of all combinations. Apparently, to do something like that, I need to have in a die, in the operations, I can say get side count, or whatever you did already there, probably. So this is a public integer method get side count, which simply returns a side count. I will just do this horrible hard coding here. Return 6, right? Which in your case, of course, you have it properly coded. In dice pair, I can have a similar operation. Let me actually now display it side by side. So if I want to work with those two classes, I can just say new document group. And so right here in my dice pair, I can also get max. And right here, it says minimum sum and maximum sum. Let me do this minimum sum and maximum sum. So get the minimum sum and get the maximum sum. So right now I don't know what I will be returning. So it's just I'm just trying to type something in. So apparently dice pair creates die 1. And die 2. Again, your naming can be very different. When I create dice pair, and if I use the constructor, right, what I can do in my constructor is basically say die 1 and say new die. And I, of course, can specify the number of sides, right? And the same thing with die 2. I'm assuming I'm creating a new die. And so therefore, if I have this sort of, now implementation of this idea that there is a dice roller which has access to the dice pair, which in its own turn creates a couple of dice right here. Right? So I now have dice pair which indeed has 1 and 2, or I could call it first and second. And the constructor does exactly so. This would be marked as constructors. Right? So my default constructor does this. So then the minimum sum apparently will be, I know, I can hard code it to 2, because if I roll 1 and 1, it becomes 2 as the minimum sum of the combination of the 2 dice. However, in the situation of the maximum sum, I can return die 1 dot get side count plus die 2 get some count, gets side count, die 2, right? Something like that. So this way I can know what the ranges in my dice pair are, right? So something like that. Let's save this thing.